Hi guys, Aquarius. It's Lynn from Tinker Tarot and Cartomancy. I'm here with your September reading, and I've already meditated and smudged everything, and I have it all laid out, and this is really interesting. I kind of had an overview and made some notes that I want to tell you that I saw when I was looking at it. Okay, so when I was shuffling your cards, six cards jumped out. They just kind of fell out of the deck. And every single one of them are major arcana. So you've got a big shift happening here. It's huge, Aquarius. You have a big change happening, and you can almost feel it in a way. Anyway, one of the things is you have or do feel disconnected at this time. And I can see that in these three, the sun, the star, and the world. And the sun's saying you're wanting to heal a gap, okay? And this could be with you and your family, you and your friends, in your relationship. But it's definitely you're wanting to create growth in your life and more happiness. You want to feel good again. You know what I mean? And you will, because the sun assures success. However, and it's because you feel disconnected at this time. You feel disconnected. You have the star in reverse. And you in a way you need to connect with water. You need that flow happening in your life. Oops. And then you have the world. I'm gonna go crazy about these dogs. I mean it. They're really being buggers tonight. So the world brings completion and the end of a chapter in your life, okay? You've gone through you are going through a huge change, and this is going to be really good for you. But there's something it feels like you're having a hard time letting go of or connecting to at this point, okay? But it's inevitable. And while I'm recording this, it's a full moon. So the energy it's the super full moon, the last one in 23 or 27 years. And so it's pretty powerful, as is this shift in your life. The next three you have is the high priest, strength, and temperance. Temperance. Okay. And so I think that you may have an issue right now trusting authority, the process, beliefs at this time, and or you could be challenging it, having a little bit of rebellious behavior or feelings, and it's to do with trust. And so you are learning to trust again, but maybe not that exact system or map. You have your own ideas, and you have learned to trust through those what you've come to know and believe. All right, because you're very bright, very smart person. Then the temperance, right? As I said. And the temperance shows you going up these steps. You're going up these steps. You've you have gained this growth, this knowledge, this balance at this time in your life. You've been able to temper these, feelings or your disconnection or trouble trusting what you're told or your beliefs in some way. But anyway, in the temperance also, it's also another suggestion of an end of a chapter in some way, an end of a training. And you're ready to ascend higher, go up in your development. You've gained insight in the Hermit. You've learned sacrifice in the Wheel and the Justice and the Hanged Man. You've been through a lot in these last 7 years or so, and then in the Death card, you learn to emerge and let go, finally, right? And then in the Temperance, you are ready to move on. You're ready. You're okay with it. You are able to be more fluid in your emotions. You're able to confront things without getting angry, let's say. If someone is said, you charged me too much, and instead of, perhaps you being, really upset, and you say, I don't think so. Really? Why do you think that? And you just ask questions, and it's that, you don't get into that, and not necessarily that's what your thing is. I'm just using an example. So anyway, this is huge. You have completed, like I said, some sort of training. You've learned through these lessons, and now you're ready to evolve. You've grown so much. Okay, so that's just the cards that jumped out, the underlying energy of what's going on here, and it's big. Okay, Aquarius. So in the past, you have the Queen of Cups, Two of Rods and Two of Swords in reverse, Six of Pentacles in reverse, and then the Ten of Rods. So in the Queen of Cups, you can see there's something that you feel deeply emotional about. There could be a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces in your life. Someone who's very sensitive, nurturing, loving, but this was probably your energy. And again, you're wanting to connect, right? You're wanting to bridge gaps. You're wanting to get in touch with your emotions, right? A little more. Anyway, there's something that you feel deeply connected with here. You also have a decision or a choice you need to make, but you're reluctant to face it at all. You don't want to deal with it. You don't you might have to move, and you're like, well, I can't. Where am I going to move to? And something is feels like impending in a way. Okay, impending. An ending is impending, and you don't want to face it. You're just saying, well, if I ignore it, it doesn't exist. Kind of like that. Although it is inevitable, like the World card up here. All right. In this situation, you have the Six of Pentacles in reverse, and it feels like you lack resources to deal with this, which is one of the problems, perhaps, or support. You lack resources or support in this situation. You feel you just don't have what you need to fix it, and therefore feel exhausted. In some way you feel tired. You've been on this long journey, like I said, of self-discovery. In a way, you've been doing a lot of work. In the Ten of Wands, you've done a lot of work, but now you're tired. You're tired. You kind of need a rest, and you also could have felt overwhelmed, in the recent past. Overwhelmed, all right? However, the nice sunny sky, green grass, and everything is just outside the door. You can take a break and get away from it for a bit, whatever it is that you're having a hard time dealing with facing, and it's something very emotional, something you're very connected to, sort of thing like that. Could even be female, okay? In the present, you have the Six of Cups, the Nine of Rods, the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, and also the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords was in reverse, and I'll just turn that around to remind myself, but I'll talk to you about that. So in the Six of Cups, we can see that you're feeling nostalgic about something here. You're looking back into the past and you're remembering how it was, and you're feeling, you could be feeling teary in one way, but you also could be feeling like I'm remembering something you miss, usually, right? Like I said, the Queen is connection, and she's connected, feels deeply about something. You can see that still coming through in the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is more memories, okay? Memories. In the Nine of Rods here, again, there's something here you're kind of really firm. Okay, so there could be something to do with your health, okay? Or um, something in the past, maybe that you've had before or dealt with before, you might see again in some way. And you're very determined to do it how you want to do it. You also may be very determined to get coverage in some way, like protection. It doesn't have to necessarily be about your health either, but sometimes he's got the bandage around his head, and so he's defending himself. Sometimes this is in a work situation where you could be coming to an end of type of work, or an end, because you have the Ten of Rods here. So there's something that's coming to an end. And this because physically you can't do it anymore. You could have had an injury, or there could have been some other restriction. It feels like a restriction, and you're saying no, I'm not doing it. And so in some ways this is really good because you're protecting yourself, right? You, in the past, perhaps you didn't really draw lines, and you could have gave in or overgave, which is why you feel overwhelmed. You're like, we can't say yes to everybody, and so here you're kind of protecting yourself. He's got all those wands all around him, and he said, I'm not moving. And this is when you're insistent on something or you're refusing something. So it's kind of a good thing. I don't think you fully feel completely confident about your actions yet, even though you're still doing them. You're talking like, yeah, oh yeah, no way. But inside you're feeling, holy cow, oh my God, they're going to fire me. They're going to take me, I'm not going to lose everything. Inside you're feeling that, you're thinking that, but you're standing up and saying, I'll chain myself to this tree. You're not showing it, but inside you're pooping your pants, and but I like that you have that courage, right? It's kind of like that thing where I'd rather die standing than live on my knees, right? Have you ever heard that saying? It's an old saying, and so standing up for what you believe, even though you don't fully have all the confidence that you're acting like you do. You know what I mean? This is providing a lot of growth for you. There's something you're growing something here, something very valuable. Okay. All these coins, all this effort, all this time that you've been spending is going to bring fruit. So you're just kind of waiting, biding your time for this to explode. When you plant, you're thinking, oh, I'll just plant 4 tomato plants. I don't want to plant very much. And those 4 tomato plants, reach their fruition, and you have 300 tomatoes. It's like, oh my God, I got all these tomatoes. I can't eat all these. And in time, so you get overwhelmed. So all of a sudden, you're going to have a lot of growth. I also feel like you're not really talking about it at this time. There could be something going on that you could be protecting, you could be keeping secret, you may not be sharing it at this time, but it's happening all the same. I think you could be there. Also, I think that you need to communicate. You need to bounce things off people. You need to. But the Knight of Swords, when the Knight of Swords they go in saying that, listen, here's how it is, and I want to hear the truth, and I happen to know that and that and that and that. Not necessarily aggressively, but they can be. They can be out for the truth, and they're willing to, cut right through all the bull, right? But this Knight of Swords isn't as aggressive when it's in reverse. It doesn't really want to start a fight, to find out. And also, again, you're finding out for yourself. You're doing like a test and trials or something like that. Test and trials, I kind of feel like, and figuring out the right recipe. You could be making sense, and you're testing all these different oils to discover the right scent or the right flavor, or I kind of see a little laboratory there, Aquarius, and you're figuring something out, and it's not something you're gonna give away. You ain't gonna give away these secrets, okay? So you're holding you could be making notes too about it, like recording what you did this time. Well, this time I used 2 parts sugar and 1 part vinegar, and whatever it is that you're making, and then this time I use 2 parts vinegar, 1 part sugar, da 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 da. So you know what I mean? It's like a test and trials, something like that, right? Anyway, excuse me. Also, you could be meeting some sort of resistance in something, um, resistance in something. Could be something, some sort of family matters, some sort of family situation. There also could be someone with 2 sides to them, to Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing. Doesn't have to be that ugly, but two different sides, and they may not be able to control it or just don't. Okay, so in the future, you have the 7 of Swords reversed, which is wonderful. The 5 of Swords, the King of Rods, the Knight of Rods rather, the Knight of Cups, and the King of Rods. So you got a lot of action here. Like in the past year, there's not action, or at least in a particular situation that you feel you don't have enough resources, support, something like that, with all with what you're trying to do, or maybe at work. I don't know. Overwhelmed at work, you could have been, but anyway, and so here there's a lot of really positive action. You have a lot of youthful energy moving forward out of something very negative. Okay, so With the Seven of Swords in reverse, like usually the Seven of Swords says someone's being sneaky, trying to get away with something, trying to get an edge over you, maybe something like that. However, it's in reverse. And, um, you know, I don't think that there is someone trying to take your stuff presently at this time. It's always better to keep your stuff private, right? You know, but I don't think in at least with who you're dealing with or something, I don't think that's the intention. Okay? Trying to get away with something, or I think that this is someone that you can trust, to tell you the truth. Now, and in the Five of Swords, there is abrasive behavior. All right, someone needs to be right, and they need to be right all the time, and they're really willing to fight you verbally about it, and my how I feel about it is the right way, and yours is wrong, and admit it, yours is wrong. Like that. You're like, okay, fine. It's someone's um uh into submission kind of thing, and it's not an equal conversation, it's not an equal relationship in some way. So you may feel bullied, you may feel verbally abused by someone, perhaps. Feel like this is just a conversation or an argument or a discussion you're never going to win. So someone gives up here. They think, okay, I'm not going to, like, I'd like to have at least something to say on it. You might feel like, so there's a relationship where this is going on in your life, right? And, but I don't think it's malicious, to tell you the truth. Someone doesn't have a malicious intention. They're not trying to get away with something or something. I think it could be there's a lot of crappy energy out there lately, and people are feeling defensive, and you could have been feeling very defensive, which put you on the aggressive kind of thing. So, or them, whatever it is, all right? And and I think you're wanting to form partnerships, but I think it could be difficult for there's some sort of friction, okay? But this is what you're overcoming, okay? For one thing, this friction and stuff could be with the Knight of Rods, okay? You have the Knight of Rods, the Knight of Cups, and the King of Rods. So this could be Sagittarius, doesn't have to be. It could be Aries or Leo. Water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. And then again, stronger, more mature fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This one's more mature, in the Knight of Rods, there's a bit of immaturity, there's a bit of taking risks, perhaps not asking enough questions, not really paying attention, because you can see in this Knight, he's running along a cliff's edge, much like the Fool, and he's got the banner right in front of his face. He can't see all the dangers that may be right there, but he's just gung-ho. He's like, woo, diddle-doo, I'm going. I know what I'm doing, just ready to take action right away. This is really positive, healthy. Like, look at that huge blazing sun, and the sun is, and it's growth. It's positive. action, positive movement. And this night has a ton of energy, and is all nights get what they want done. Okay, get what they want done. Except for this Knight of Swords in reverse, so I think there's a delay. But these two knights get what they want done. The Knight of Cups is looking for connection, feeling romantic. There could be a fire sign around you that you might be that you have a crush on, or they have a crush on you. They could be admiring you, or you them. There's definitely something stirring here, and it's kind of young and new. Like in the night, we're feeling, teenage again, and oh my God, he looked at me, and that kind of feeling, no matter what age you are. Okay. And so the king takes action. They don't wait around. They don't have this big banner in their face. They can see everything loud and clear and are ready to move forward with confidence. I also feel like this is your energy, Aquarius. You've grown a lot out of I think there could be an old belief system, maybe not even, structure. You're not believing in the system, like not the big one, but maybe some that you were raised with even. And I think that it could have been difficult for you to reject that, or immerse it into who you are now. Okay, because that's an old way. And now here we are, right, on this road. So at some point, you realize that you don't want to engage negatively anymore. You really want to engage positively. Like I said, the Knight of Wands surges forward, very positive, energetic, and creative. There's something huge creatively that you're doing again. Okay. Also, I think that there could be something, like I said, your tests and trials and something you're developing. It could be, like I said, like the liquid. I don't know what you're making, but it even could be the pen. You're writing, your songwriting, book writing. I don't know. Like there's a body of work here you're developing, and you've been training and figuring it out for a while. You don't feel the total confidence in what you're doing, what you have, but you will. You will. So, so what am I? Oh yeah, you want to trust in life again. You know what? That's one of the things you're trying to change in yourself. You're worrying less about other people, although you want to connect, but you're wanting to trust in life again. You want to shed some suspicions, even though there could be things going on, but you don't want to walk with those shoes on all the time, suspicious shoes. I just made that up. That could be a catchy new thing. Oh yeah, like I said, you're feeling disconnected, and your kind of inner compass is kind of spinning, or was, right, going through all those lessons and all that depth that you had to dig in. Okay, like I said, you should connect with water, and yeah, I mentioned all the other stuff. So when I clarified, sorry about all the dog noise. When I clarified, I drew the Five of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. Oh, I'm going to tell you, these dogs are going to drive me. Hold on one sec here. I'm checking this. Okay. So, like I said, and this has came up before, is this disconnection. You know, for some, you may feel you aren't invited or not included. But at the same time, here is the key right here. Here is the key. And so that we're able to attend, we're able to connect, reach out, and be a part of the things we want to. We just have to simply, and so part of you doesn't want to, and part of you really does. So there's this disconnect feeling. But I feel that this is about to change. I feel like you're going to get a lot of invitations soon. I think you're going to use the key, to tell you the truth. You're going to start exploring or learning or getting into, like, figuring out what's out there. And like I said, lots of invitations and new connections are being made here. Okay, one last card, and I'm going to wring that dog's neck. And when this is from the Sacred Rebels Oracle, and you pulled Legacy of Light, a 7. So another strong card indicating a cycle, right? This is a big cycle, and you are evolving, right? You've grown big time here, and when we do go through a big cycle like this, where we've really had to learn and dig deep, we grow, we mature, right? So I can't pause it because then it completely stops. So what number? Oh, 7. Right, I just said it. I'm not kidding you. That dog. I want to yell right now, but I know I'll blow your ears out if I do. So, Legacy of Light. You are being asked to, this is a calling and a growth time and a maturity. Like, it's like maiden mother crone, right? You're being asked to honor the legacy of light. It's your sacred birthright. The Oracle of Light comes to you when you need confirmation that a creative choice you are making or have made or will soon make is one that is in alignment with your sacred purpose and spiritual path of healing and growth. The legacy of light cannot be ignored without some detriment to your sense of well-being. If you were asking about a particular question, then part of the answer to your question is one of utmost importance to your spiritual growth. Again, growth. And this is your spiritual growth. And it's kind of funny because you got the high priest in reverse, right? And that could have been we're having trouble having faith, trusting that, even if it seemed relatively insignificant question. It asks you to call upon the unconditionally loving support that exists for you every day. This light will offer you all manner of assistance. To not call upon it is like starving. This is if you only would partake of it, perhaps you worry that you are asking too much of those who wish to assist you. But this is a mistaken belief. See, that's back here in that 6 of Pentacles. You think you shouldn't ask. I can't ask. And, no one wants to help me. And that's wrong. You are mistaken. Okay? Oh, I'm going to kill that darn dog. Those beings of unconditional love who assist us spiritually each day need to shine when they are embraced for their purpose to assist with the spiritual growth of humanity through unconditional love. They too become a part of the legacy. So, this oracle is guiding you to something in your family history or spiritual ancestry because it's right, like it's the past, the present, and the future. Um, that is relevant to you now. Your spiritual ancestry can be recognized through the traditions and culture you intrigued by or interested in. Um, and they don't have to be something that you were raised with this lifetime, but that you want to embrace now. Um, so if you're involved in a group project, this oracle is asking you to stay true to the heart of why you started getting together. And if you need a jolt to recognize that you're a creative being entitled to explore your ingenuity, maybe taking a class, pursuing your own artistic interest at home, the answer is yes. This is part of your life path, and you are encouraged to take it further. So, part of your life path, like I said, you're a growth. You're right on schedule. You had to go through all these lessons to gain faith and trust. And I think it's kind of part of what you were taught and what you believe now, what you've come to believe now, what you've learned from your own experience here, right? And a realization. Did I make any other notes about that? I did not. But this is so cool. So there's big change here. You're going to take the bull by the horns, kind of the bull in the china shop by the horns, because at first it's kind of crazy and reckless, and then you're figuring it out. I also feel like there's some sort of romantic situation. Once you clear that energy, once you realize, or they realize who the people that you decide to spend your energy with, because if we keep going back to that energy, we're exposing ourselves to it over and over and over and over again, right? So you're going to start thinking, and you might start change direction about where you spend your energy, how you're spending your energy, because you're out to solve this, to take action on this, and to be successful, right? You are. And this is on a feeling level, because you want to connect and you want happiness. And I think you got someone coming into your life, maybe near the end of September, perhaps early October, something like that. Or there could be something renewed here, because you're wanting that in your life now. Or maybe you're able to now connect more on a feeling level, be more romantic if you're with somebody, you know what I mean? So, because back here, there's you or your partner, your family member, whoever, is there is definitely tension, defensiveness, and like I said, trust or disconnectedness now, or then, and you're going to bridge that gap. You're going to bring things together. Some of it by just letting go and adopting your feelings. What feels true to me? This feels really good. This, I can really sink my teeth into this stuff. It feels right. Feels right. Anyhow, Aquarius, I really hope you like this video. And I hope helps you in the month to come. This is really exciting, actually. You are going to be quite happy and ready to move forward with confidence in your life very soon. So this is a huge month for you because you got so many major arcana. Come to think of it, when I look at it, all the major arcana jumped out. All this other stuff is everyday stuff. It's like, but there's big stuff happening around. Okay. It's the action you're actually deciding to take. Okay. Awesome. Anyway, like this video. Leave a comment if it connected with you in any way. And it's great to be back. I missed you guys. And, thanks for hanging around, and your messages and your letters are just awesome. Because I have the best subscribers and watchers. So, love you all so much. Happy full moon, as my friend Tina says.